All right. Good morning, everyone. We're back with another discussion post. This one is the article sharing assignment. I picked an article that was near and dear to my heart, published by Zhang et al. The full title is Neural Efficiency and Acquired Motor Skills, an fMRI study of expert athletes. A little bit of background on this. I was a college athlete at UMass Boston while I was studying my undergrad in exercise science. I was once described as a good mover by a coach. And I didn't really understand what that meant. And I think my coach tried to explain to me that I was very neurologically efficient, but I did not have the vocabulary or the know how to know what that meant at the time. Um, when I graduated in 2019, my focus has started shifting really heavily toward neuroscience and starting to kind of understand the relationship between the brain and the body. So in December of 2019, right after I graduated, this study was published by Zhang et al. Um, and essentially, it looks at differences in brain activity between um, expert athletes and non expert athletes. Um, Essentially, the findings of the study were that expert basketball players, one of the groups that were studied, when asked to visualize taking a free throw, had very, very minimal brain activity. But when asked about imagining doing a volleyball serve, had much higher levels of brain activity. What this signified essentially was a confirmation of the neural efficiency theory, which is essentially that people who are more proficient at tasks can display task proficiency with less neurological activity. So, the low to moderate end tasks that are involved in a lot of different activities, people of a higher level within that subgroup are able to perform those activities with less brain activity. Um, this is of interest to me. My favorite sport to coach, far and away, is track and field. I think it is so complicated in how simple it is. Um, I think a really good example is when I was a second year coach, I took my kids to run at Penn Relays. Um, and, it's one thing to demand of an athlete, hey, I want you to run full speed as fast as you can, and you're going to hand off this 9-inch baton to your teammate who is also going to be running as fast as he can. And then there's also going to be 6 kids to your left and right doing the same exact thing. Oh, and by the way, you have to yell and be able to hear to know when to pass the baton. Crazy in and of itself. Now, add in the fact that we're at Penn Relays, we're on Franklin Field, we're running against Calabar, one of the best teams from Jamaica. Quincy Wilson, fastest man in America, is in 2 heats from now. So you add all of this pressure, and what it comes down to is if you are more neurologically efficient, if you can make these tasks almost second nature and exhibit very little brain activity while doing them, you can be all the better athlete. So I think it's informed me as a coach because I essentially think that neurological efficiency and task proficiency are almost the only two things that matter. Being strong and being fast are obviously important for sports, but like if you cannot perform high level tasks at a low level of brain activity, you're always going to be either a moderate or low performing athlete because you can never prioritize the pressures externally against what you're trying to do internally. So this was a study I really liked. I hope you guys all read it. I will put a link to it down in the description as well as in the discussion post. But thank you guys so much. Can't wait to hear from you.